So, good morning, guys. We are going to talk about decisions today. We are back with Mondays with Mel, and let's really get into it. And my purpose today is I want to tie in how decisions work within the Caribbean community. And I know I can speak for a lot of individuals that are on the call right now. We do come from a very I'll speak for myself actually. I come from a very conservative Caribbean community, and that played a large role in my life and a lot of the decisions that were made. And basically, for those of you that don't know, we've been reading over the past few weeks this book here, Think and Grow Rich. This is like the key to it all, where we're getting all of the success, where all of the leaders are recommending us to read. They're saying, if you read this book, you're going to know it all, or you're going to have the success, see the success that so many leaders are having. I can personally say, as I've been reading this book, my mindset has changed so much. I've learned so much, not only about myself, but just how myself and my team can be operating. I know a lot of members on my team have changed their mindset because of this book. Without me having to bring it forward, without us having to do these calls, people are reading this book and they're developing themselves in so many ways that wasn't possible if they weren't reading this. So we're on chapter 8. We are on the chapter of decisions. So it's really hot. Forgive me, guys. It's like super hot. Okay, I'm going to read one part of the book here. And this really stood out to me for the entire chapter. And I've heard so many leaders say this, but just reading, I was like, okay, that's where you learned it from. That's where you're preaching it from. It's from the book of all these gems. So it says in the book, procrastination, the opposite of a decision, is a common enemy which practically every man must conquer. So y'all ever heard Bob Proctor say, a successful man makes decisions very quickly, and an unsuccessful man, they take time to make that decision, or they'll make a decision and they'll change the decision. How many of you have made a decision and changed that right away? Drop a 2 in the chat if you've ever made a decision and you're like, oh, okay, you know what, let me go with this. It could be a life decision. It could be whether you're going to buy pears or apples. You decided you wanted the pear, but then you changed your mind. You know what, let me grab a bag of apples. How many of you have made a decision and you just changed that so quickly? According to this, the unsuccessful people do not make stern decisions. Now, am I saying your choice based on the pears and the apple make you a bad decision maker? No, not at all. But let's talk about the decisions of life. So let's talk about a few decisions within this business. Everyone on this call here made the sound decision to join the business. You made that decision. Some of us needed a little pampering. Some of us needed a little bit more convincing, but we all came to the decision that we need to be here together. Now, decisions for me and my family and growing up in the Caribbean community, a lot of the decisions were made for us. So I could personally say growing up, my family determined a lot of my decisions. I didn't have a say. So growing up as an Indian, brown, West Indian girl, our hair had to have been up to our waist. And the only time we would get a haircut is to cut off maybe like 3 millimeters for the split ends. And even then, as I was in the tub, my mom was cutting my hair, I'd bend my head down a little bit more. Oh, I'm sweating buckets. I'd bend my head down a little bit more so she can take off an extra few millimeters, and I'd be so happy about it. But it was a decision amongst the community, amongst our family, that we Indian girls, we had to have long hairs. Now, when I say Indian, a lot of people think of like East India. Yes, that's where our ancestors are from, but I associate with the Caribbean community just as much as a lot of you on this call do. So that was one thing, that was a decision I couldn't make. And believe this or not, even up to the age where I was engaged, I still had to carry that long hair. And I was like, when can I cut it off? So after my engagement broke off, I went to rock bottom and came back. I decided I was going to stay in the clinic one night, finish my reports. I literally was in the main office, my office that I work at, and it has like this big jumbo mirror. I literally took my hair, held it up like this, and I looked like this, and I just started cutting it all off. By the end of cutting it all off, I was like, oh, okay, this would make a really nice wig. Now, when I got back home, my parents freaked the heck out because it's not that it was against the law or against the rule. It just was something that was already decided that we should have long hair. So I came home, I'm rocking this stylish, like shoulder length hair over here, thinking I'm cool and I'm about to get my ass whooped. So that decision was already kind of set in stone for me. Now, growing up, that was one decision, one common stereotype that was actually happening within our community. And we did not yet, sounds like Caribbean folks, we did not, I can't speak for all Caribbeans, but at least for me, I could not oppose that decision. I know that, okay, this is what it's been decided. I gotta run and roll with that. Now, growing up as well, the decision is this decision of you being with someone, boyfriend and girlfriend. It's decided already. If you're there, if you're with them for a long period of time, and for the Caribbean family, some of them, a long period of time could mean 2 months, it can mean 5 months, whatever the case. If you're with them for a long period of time, it's already decided, okay, you guys are going to get engaged. Okay, great. 1 year after, you guys are going to get married. It was all decided. So I was with my boyfriend at the time. We were together for about 2 years, and in my family's mind, that was enough time. That was more than enough time. What are you guys going to do? What's going on? You guys should already be engaged. You should already be planning a wedding. So after like 3-4 years, we finally got engaged, and then it was kind of set in stone that you had to get married the year after, latest 2 years. These were all decisions that were always made amongst the community. If we go as far back as my mom and my dad, these decisions were made for them. My mom, yes, she liked my dad, but the decision of her marrying into my dad's family was already made by the elders. They didn't have My mom didn't have that choice. Yes, she liked my dad. It just happens to work out. But the decision was already made by the elders. We didn't really have the mouth to oppose that. And I have to just take a moment of gratitude and say how grateful I am that we can speak up in this beautiful city, this beautiful country that we live in. We can now speak up with the generations coming up. A lot of the things myself growing up, whatever mom and dad said, I had to do it. If you oppose, you are back talking, you're going to get a good slap across your face, or you're going to get the shoe, or you're going to get the spoon, or you're going to get whatever they can find to kind of dash at you. There was no opposing any decisions that were made. You just took it and you just ran with it, or you just sit quietly and cry about it. Now, looking at my brother and sisters in comparison, they make their decisions for themselves. They are more, I don't want to say modernized, but in a way they are more modernized. They make these decisions for themselves, and because they've made these decisions, they didn't have to face the hardships that I did because I was so indecisive of, do I follow my parents' decisions or do I want to try to do my own thing? So my parents would make a decision for me, and I would be so conflicted because I wanted to do something else. Now with my sisters, they make their own decisions and they run with it. They don't have to look back. They don't have to think about anybody else. They know that they've set their mind to something and they run with it. How many of you, and I know we have a handful of Caribbean members on here, and it is Caravana month, everybody. Caravana weekend this weekend. Let me just put it out there. So I am full of the Caribbean energy. It's all in there. So for my Caribbean people on here, how many times or have you ever had your family member make a decision for you and you were not happy with it? Drop a 5 in the chat if you've ever had a family member of yours make a decision for you and you're like, oh my God, I really don't want to do this. I can't believe she told me I had to do it. I can't believe he said this. How many of you have made that or had to have been put into a situation like that? So I see a few of us. Well, I can say that happens to me on a daily basis. That happens to me on a daily basis. And even to this point, decisions play such a big part in my life. And the speed that I make these decisions, that really determines a lot for me. So me coming into this business, I had to make the decision that I was going to put my mind into it. I was going to make sure I worked my butt off to see the success that I wanted. Now, every time I fell back, it was because I was challenged by my family. What kind of a decision did you make? Why don't you go back to work? Why don't you go find a job? Why don't you go back to working full time at the clinic? Like, so many different things. They were influencing me on their decision of what I should be doing. And a lot of the times when that happened, I fell back and I questioned, okay, do I really want to be in this business? Should I really be doing this? Yeah, I know it's for the impact, but should I really? And I have to say, that's a large reason why I've been so unsuccessful and I've hit these bumps in the road because I questioned the decision that I made. And it's never been more clear until I read this chapter again yesterday. I was like, aha. So, good decision makers make decisions and they stick to that decisions. Unsuccessful decision makers, they make a decision but they change their mind or they're flaunting around not sure what they want to do. So that was me in this business, and I have to be completely transparent. That was me in this business just about a few weeks ago. I was here and I was challenging my own decision. I wasn't set in stone that this is what I want. Yes, I know this is what I want. I love I am. I love what I am stands for. And I praise and I preach I am's name and I sing it to people that I see and I talk to. My friends say, Mel, you're a totally different person because you love what you're doing. The way you talk about this company, I've never heard you talk about a company like this before because I truly love I am and what I am stands for. Now, when all this debt was coming into my mind, like I said, it was so influenced by my parents' decisions or my family's decisions. Sometimes my little brother questioned me. Yes, he trades with me, but he'll even come to me, okay, Mel, are you even making any money? Are you even winning any trades? Can you buy me this? If I didn't buy him something, that's when he challenged me and said, are you even doing anything in this business? And then make it worse, he'll say it in front of my parents. So in my family, we if one person says something, it triggers our parents to start finding the fault. So let's say, my sisters and I are not good in the kitchen whatsoever. If one sister says, oh, I'm thinking of, I feel like having some good curry and rice. If anyone says that while my parents are around, my dad will jump in. Why can't you guys learn how to cook? My mom will jump in. Okay, I'm so tired. I don't want to cook today. My dad will come back again and say, why can't you guys learn how to cook? I have 3 jackass girls and none of them can cook curry and rice. I said, oh my God, guys, we're not supposed to say these things in front of them because it triggers a line of comments coming from them. They already made the decision that we should learn how to cook and know how to cook curry and rice and all of that stuff because at the age of my mom and dad, they were at the markets. They were at the markets at 4 a.m. butchering meat, fetching it from one village to 10 village down the road. When they come back, they're already making breakfast by 8 a.m. At my age, they were doing a lot more than I'm doing now, and I can transparently admit it. Am I proud that I can't make a wonderful curry and rice, chicken curry and rice? No, I'm not. But if I put my mind to it and I make the decision that I want to learn how to do it, I can damn well do it. I can do it. Now, back to decisions and the Caribbean community, I've only spoke about maybe 0.5% of my life and how these decisions have made an impact in my life. I could go on for days and talk to you guys about how decisions have played a part in my life, but I want you guys to think for a second. Now, some of you replied and said that you've had an experience where you've had a family member say something and kind of made a decision for yourself. Now, I want to ask you guys a question with regard to the business that you all joined, that you all paid for. Do you believe that this is a good decision that you made and you will not turn your back on it? Drop a 5 in the chat if you believe this is a good decision that you made to join this business. Lord, I hope the next 10 of you really believe in the decision that you made. Because let me tell you something. I will not stop preaching the name of I am and what I am really stands for. It really is about the impact. I already made that decision in me. It's up to me to stick to that decision. Yes, Keith. I already made that decision. I made the decision that I want to be a part of this company. I want to build the name of Melissa Romana in this company. I made that decision and I'm going to stick to it. Now, here's a challenging part. You will have people that question your decision. Like I said, I've had my family question me even up until a few days ago. You will have people that challenge you on a daily basis. Heck, you're going to challenge yourself on a daily basis. I challenged myself to a point where I was about to leave all of this. It's not that I didn't want it anymore. I had enough. I was listening to what everyone was saying and I had enough. And I'm like, you know what? This business is not for me. I don't think I can be successful. I don't think I can hit the ranks. I don't think I can make a bag. Like I was just going through the negatives. I was just listening to everyone else's decisions and what they already decided for me. And I let that impact myself. Now it's up to you to make that decision and hold yourself accountable. This is why they say, this is why the leaders in the mentorship programs teach us so much. It's up to us to really listen. Now, when we are listening to someone who has seen this success, we really need to make the decision to actually listen to them, to actually observe all of the information that they're telling us. How many of you have heard, I think a few of you have heard Matt Rosa say many times, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth to hear more than you speak. We are here we don't know everything. We don't know everything, but we can make a clear, conscious decision to listen to the people who have had the success and then implement it that way. See, we're making decisions on a daily basis. Like I said at the beginning of this call, you all made the decision to get onto this call. Those are the guests on this call. You made the decision to reach out and get the Zoom link. You all made the decisions to stick on this call. Now, I want to tie it back one last time before we wrap up this call into my beautiful Caribbean community, just because it's Caravana and I got this energy in me. I am just feeling it completely. I wish you all could be here for this event. It's going to be completely crazy. But let me tell you something. When it came to this event, and I know we only publicly released it maybe a few days ago, and for some of you, you've known for maybe 2 weeks. Guess what? We planned this event since before our trip to Houston, Texas. So whenever we had our first event, that's when we planned this. And that was like, I don't even know how long ago that was. We planned this event from months ago, guys. I made the decision that we were going to have an event on Caravana Weekend, and it's still been in my mind to a point I spoke it into existence, and we are making it happen. We are making it happen. I made that decision. And despite me falling on and off of this wagon, if I really want to be here or not, I still had the decision that I wanted to do this. I made that decision. I'm following up with that decision, and Lord have mercy, it's going to be a great outcome. You will see the results of this decision that we're making. I made this decision months ago when chairmen were looking us in our faces, when chairmen were talking to us. I said, you know what? I want you guys to come back to Toronto and experience this whole Caravana spirit of Toronto. Well, COVID hit us, can't happen, but that doesn't mean anything really has to change. Okay, they can't physically be here. That doesn't mean we can't bring the value of what we originally intended. We're going to do it, and you guys are going to see the spectacular spirit of what Toronto really is. And when the world opens back up, hopefully next year all of you can be here with us and really see why I have this smile so big on my face. I'm looking at the camera, I see my face to the left, and the smile is wider than anything. I cannot wait for you guys to experience that. So let me end it off with this. Procrastination is the opposite of decision. The decisions that you make them with reasoning behind it. The stronger your reasoning behind it, the stronger your decisions, and you're less likely to go back and change it 10 million times. Remember, those who make quick, concise decisions are far more successful than those that don't. Now, you going to the grocery stores and deciding about pears and apples, that doesn't make you a totally bad decision maker. I'm talking about life in general. The decisions you make from this day forward, make sure you have your reasonings behind it. And if you need someone to help you make that reasoning, if you are having a hard time, guys, look on the call. Look how many people you have right here beside you. These people have been with you since you've come into the business. I'm pretty sure a lot of them are not going anywhere. So with that being said, I'm going to turn this over to Reese. She is doing our Caravana special for the Gems recap. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Mondays with Mel. I hope you really understood why it's so important to stick to your decision, but more importantly, build up the reasoning behind it so you're making a much stronger reasoning. So, Reese, I'm gonna turn it over to you. Thank you guys, and I am gonna get back into the AC. Okay.
Yes, 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 yes. Let's go. Let's get some fire in the chat. Let's get some crowns in the chat. Let's get some gems dropped in the chat for my girl Mel. You already know how she's coming with her Mondays with Mel with the, those fire gems that are literally going to help us progress forward towards our success. So let's just light up the chat for her. Let's get a P600 in the chat for my girl Mel, because it's loading. It's loading, girl, and it's coming. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate all of your efforts that you put forward towards our family, towards our business. Literally, you are like the mastermind, the brainstorm, the one behind it all. When we get to launch our projects and we get to actually put events and things out there, you are the one that literally has like, okay, let's do this and let's do that. I'm like, okay, I want this and I want that. And like, yes, decisions have helped us progress forward and have helped us continue to make these changes and, reach an impact and do things that, we always think of and never actually put them into action. And you are a big factor behind us getting these ideas rolling into action. So I appreciate you so much, girl. God bless you. We're gonna keep running this up all the way. So let's get to it, family. Good morning, each and every one of you. How we doing? How we feeling? How do we feel about today's topic of Mondays with Mel? What kind of energy does she have you guys vibrating on? I hope that we are beginning to make decisions, right? Today's title of the call was to make today your decision day, I believe. Make today your decision day, right? Blessed and decisive, marvelous, loved it, awesome. We got 15 people on this call. Talk to me, guys. I want to know how you're doing. All praise to the Most High. Just want to get some affirmations flowing, want to get some energy flowing through the chat, alive and well. Amen. All praise. Just wanted to remind you guys are all God's highest form of creation. All right. I apologize for any, I don't want to step on any toes. I don't want to cross any boundaries when it comes to the religion, but just in terms of a spiritual aspect, you are the universe's highest form of creation, right? You have an intellect in between your spiritual realm and then your physical realm that you can activate so that you can actually make those steps towards your future. You can actually take those steps to really start to muscle it out and have your things that you want form into the future, into its physical, right? We want to start to manifest our goals. We want to be thinking about our goals every day. Literally, we want to have our goals in our environment, whether you have it written down or whether you have pictures, your goal cards, wallpapers, whatever the case is. You want to make sure that you're having everything right in front of you so that you can continue to see where it is that you're going, right? You always want to move forward. You want to have the vision set plain so that you can effectively take those steps, right? You know what you're going after. And not only do you want to just know it, but you want to visualize it. So now you're creating, my apologies, family. Now you're creating that imprint in your head. Now you're creating that scene in your head of where it is that you really want to be, what you want to have, what you want to do. And that is going to help manifest it into the physical, right? We want to make sure that we, again, this whole call is going to be talking about decisions, right? We want to make sure that we know specifically where it is that we're going. We know what it is that we want. We know what it is that we're going after, right? And we're not changing our decisions midway through. We're not changing our goals halfway through just because things are getting hard, just because, it might be a little tough and we might hit a little bit of a resistance. No, that doesn't mean that we have to give up. That doesn't mean that we stop doing what we're doing. That doesn't mean that it's not working out for us, right? Understand that everything is going to happen to you on God's timing, not yours. You have to understand that you're not going to get anything you're not ready for. You're not going to receive the blessings that you're asking for if your hands are closed and if you're not actually taking those steps to build yourself up to manage that, right? If you're not taking those steps to build yourself up to be the person that can handle whatever blessings you're asking for, whether it may be financial freedom, whether it's I don't know, spiritual freedom, whether it's actually having materialistic things, whether it's retiring your parents or saving your kids or whatever the case is, right? If you are not ready for it, it's not going to come to you. All the things that you're asking for, you're going to be tested. You're going to be tried, and you're going to be tested, and you're going to be beat up, and you're going to be shaken, and it's all in the universe's works to see, do you really deserve the things that you're asking for? Are you truly ready for the things that you're asking for, right? And if you're not ready, you're not going to receive those blessings. So every time you go through your challenges, every time that you're facing something new, or you're facing something that you need to get over, that next hump that you approach, you have to understand that if you're not getting over that hump, there is still more work for you to be done, right? There's still something else that you need to tap into so that you can fix it, put the tape over that crack or whatever the case is, put some cement in there, seal it up. Now you have now you're a smooth sailing to the next level, right? You're going to hit road bumps. You're going to hit roadblocks. That doesn't mean that it's going to stop you all the way on your way to your journey, right? It's literally just going to be you just got to figure out another way. You just got to think a little bit different. You got to work a little bit harder. You got to put in a little bit more effort, right? Well, understand that if you made the decision to be here, in each and every one of you, there's about 15 of us on this call right now. Shout out to each and every one of you who are here, who are listening in. You guys made the decision, right? As much as we're here giving you this information, you have to be here. And if you guys are not here, you're not going to receive this information, right? Showing up, tapping in, putting in the work to learning who you are, putting in the work to understanding this information, putting in the work to learn the skill, right? We just happen to be part of such a beautiful company, part of such a beautiful environment that literally allows us to gain so much knowledge in so many different areas, to the point where we're literally elevating our lives. We are in the business of evolution. That's what I like to say. It's not just about trading currencies, because trust me, the money's gonna come. But 90% of it, guys, is the mindset. 90% of it is the way you're thinking, the way you're operating, the way you're moving, the way you handle anything is the way you do everything, right? So the smallest things as your morning routine, y'all already know how I come. The first 15 minutes to the first hour of your day, be mindful of what it is that you're feeding your brain. Be mindful of the things that you're taking in. Protect your energy at all costs. Because how you start off your day is literally going to show, and it's going to determine how you carry out the rest of your day. So if you start off your day strong, on a good note, high vibrational energy, right? You start off your day on an upbeat, sharing love and gratitude and expressing good emotion and just putting that positive energy out into the universe, you're going to have a great day. And don't you dare let somebody come and take you down off of your vibrational energy. Don't you let somebody knock you a couple notches down just because of whatever foolishness that they want to throw into your life. Don't let that affect you, and don't let that affect who you are and how you react to things, right? You want to make sure that you're sound, you're center, you're here. You want to make sure that you are putting yourself in the best position for you to grow. You're putting yourself in the best position for you to gain that success. You're putting yourself in the best position for you to see everything that you want to see, for you to help who you want to help, for you to reach the impact you want to reach. But in order for you to do that, guys, you have to know who you are. And for you to know who you are, you have to make a decision to make some sacrifices. You have to make a decision to cut out a lot of things that you used to do. You have to make that decision to say, you know what? I'm going to pinpoint what's serving me and what's not serving me. And whatever is not serving me, I'm going to limit or completely get rid of. Some situations we literally can't get rid of. It is what it is, right? But for the things that we can get rid of, I'm going to remove them out of my life. I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to stop hanging out with people that are not helping me grow and elevate. Right? I'm gonna actually pick up a book and read. I'm actually gonna sit in front of the charts and understand how these candlesticks work, how to use these strategies. I'm gonna sit there and meditate and do a lot of introspection so that I know and I can figure out which areas of my life I need to fix, I need to adjust, I need to make better, I need to improve. I'm gonna continue to build on the ones that are already there, that are already strong, that I already have a solid foundation in. But I'm also gonna look at what I need to fix. I'm also gonna look at what needs to be better, right? I want to be versatile in this space, especially when it comes to being a chairman. You got to be versatile. You got to be able to do it all, right? On the way there, there's a lot of work to do in the meantime. There's a lot of skill sets. There's a lot of attributes and characteristics that you need to have to become a great leader, to become a better person of you, to become that person of increase, right? David and Minitier, on the call yesterday, drop a 2 in the chat if you guys were on that call last night with Justin Owens and David Minitier. I just want to see who's really tapped in, who's really plugged in. One person. Family, that says a lot. I love each and every one of you, but that says a lot. Oh, mom, yeah, mom wasn't me. Sorry, guys, mom wasn't me. Right? But that says a lot. And it's a matter of, you know, how serious are you taking your education? How serious are you taking in this information? You had David Minitier, Chairman 750, and Justin Owens, which is Chairman 100, I believe. Chairman 100, right? You had 2 amazing leaders within this company doing yes, Chairman and Lee, you already know, baby, right? We had 2 top leaders, top mentors in this company that came to do a call, to do a training. That's literally going to help us elevate our lives. It's going to help us believe and literally think ourselves into the lives that we truly want to live, right? Our mentors are not here to be our best friends. That's something that Yvonne Tapia had talked about, actually. Your best friends versus your mentors, the different traits in between, right? Your best friend is gonna, you know, love the things that you're currently able to do, the things that you're good at. They're gonna celebrate that, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. Your mentor is gonna tell you what you need to get done. Your mentor is gonna look at your weaknesses and help you build those up, right? Your best friends are gonna love to talk about your past. Oh, you remember when? Oh, you remember that time when? And your mentor is gonna talk about your future. Okay, we need to get this, this, and this done. We have impact to reach. We have people to help. We have lives to change. It's a different conversation, right? So you have to ask yourself, who are you surrounding yourself around? If you weren't on that call, I pray to God that you guys were on another call or another training or something to help feed your mind. But if you were just sitting around not doing anything, I need you to seriously sit there and reevaluate yourself and ask, what decisions have I made in this space? Did I, you know, am I committed to learning? Am I committed to growing and elevating? Am I committed to taking in all the information I possibly can to help me become a better person, right? Or was I sitting around on my phone listening to my environments of, you know, people talking absolute nonsense or sitting in energies that are not going to help serve me? We're in a season right now where sacrifice has to be made. We're in a season right now where we can't do the leisure back and forth. We can't be sitting around and just wasting time. Time is life. Life is time, right? You could be here today and gone today. Honestly, don't take it for granted, right? We're in a space for the top 1%. We're in a space where the results that we gain from this is literally life-changing, game-changing. There's no reason why we need to be tiptoeing around this information. There's no reason why we shouldn't be fully plugged in. There's no reason why we're not taking this information seriously, right? And there's no reason why we need to be afraid. We have the advantage. We have the resources. We have the environment. We have the results to back it all up. Why are you afraid? You made a decision to be here. Whether you decided for you to just gain your own bag, whether you decided that you were going to build a team, Whether you decided you want to retire your parents, you made a decision as to why you joined this company, why you joined this environment. So why are you not using it to your full advantage? Got the elite pack the other day, and I went through the entire academy, and I was like, whoa, holy crap. The amount of information, the amount of educators, the amount of people who have been where we want to go that are feeding us the information and the blueprints and the tools that we need to get there. And some of us are still sitting here watching Netflix. Some of us are still hanging out in conversations, having conversations that do not serve your purpose. It doesn't make sense, right? One thing I learned, I listened to this morning. So I was on Nell's morning calls, and I love Nell's morning calls. Those, honestly, those are the calls that put me in a mood for the day. There are a couple opportunities in the morning for you to get your headspace right. We have our 8 a.m. Morning dedications, and then we have Neno at 9 a.m. as well. And then we have Gems at 11 o'clock. So it's up to you to tap into something that's literally going to help your headspace. That's going to help put you in the right mind frame for you to tackle your day. So I was on this call this morning, and again, he talked about listening to your heart. That was the topic of today, right? And he basically said, if you don't listen to your heart's going to end up like haunting you. At the end of the day, your heart desires are what's going to speak the loudest, right? A lot of people have a fear of losing what they've already gained. A lot of people have a fear of actually, taking the risk to go out to attack their dreams and attack their goals and achieve everything that they want to achieve. People have a fear of doing it, not because of the success that's going to come, but they have a fear of not gaining that success. They have a fear of failing and not actually achieving those goals. But what he said was, the worst part about that is it's more painful to think about the failure versus to actually go through the failure. It's painful to sit there and worry about what if more than it is for you to actually test it out and see it for yourself. Because once you start to put the work in, and once you start to actually go after it, it's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna, people have a fear of rejection and stuff, but it's just gonna teach you, right? And if you have that whatever it takes mindset, we talked about that on Thursday last week. If you have that whatever it takes mindset, you're gonna start to overcome that fear. You're gonna start to realize that, you know what, it's just a no. I'm gonna move on to the next. It's just another no. They just blocked their blessing. I'm gonna move on to the next. You got to walk around knowing that you carry the value. You hold the value. Hold your head up, king. Hold your head up, queen. You know where you're at. You know what you have access to, right? Forget about this space. Whatever goals that you want. You want to start that esthetician business or whatever. You want to get into beauty and nails and hair and makeup. Do that. Don't be afraid if it falls off. The fact is, you tried it and you started. And who knows? It could be a really big success. Or maybe your first attempt might teach you something that's going to help you on your second attempt, right? I like to use that example where you're sitting in a room and there's 20 doors around you and there's no escape except for one door. You're going to try the first door. There's a fire pit behind that door. Okay, you can't go through that door. Try again. You're going to try the next door. There's a brick wall behind that door. Can't go through that door. Try again. You go through the next door. There's a never-ending pit. Falling for eternity. Okay. So you tried 3 doors and you couldn't get through. You didn't find your escape. But you decided that you needed to get out of there because you will die if you don't get out of that space. Are you going to sit there and cry about it, knowing that there's 17 other doors? Or are you going to continue to push your way through? Are you going to continue to keep opening up doors? Keep trying to see, okay, is this my escape? No? Okay, let's do it again. Is this my escape? Okay, no, let's do it again. And the crazy thing is, the more doors that you go through and the more doors that show you that's not the way, usually the more eager you get to finding that way. The more excited you get, and it's like, oh, I almost had it. Nope, let's try this again. Almost there. So close yet so far. But we're really right here. So close. Don't give up. Don't start to turn back now once you hit a little bit of resistance. You're on door 15. You're on door 15 and you still can't find your way out. There's 5 more doors. Don't give up yet. And that's just an example. You never know how many more doors there are going to be. Because really and truthfully, you can get through one door and you end up in another room with another 20 doors. You just got to make sure that you stay committed. You stay disciplined, right? Discipline is a big thing when it comes to making your decisions. Being consistent with that decision and being disciplined enough to stay consistent, right? Showing up every single day, hopping on these trainings, taking your notes, meditating, getting your headspace right, sharing the business, whatever the case is, hopping into the markets, testing out the skill, whatever the case is, you got to be disciplined in your practice. You got to make sure that you have that consistency to say, you know what, 1% better every single day. I did a little bit more today than I did yesterday. Cool, we're getting somewhere. I did a little bit more today than we did yesterday. Cool. I read an extra page in my book today. Or I did an extra journal today. Or I called one extra person today. Or I looked at one extra pair today. That 1% better adds up. After a whole year, you're 365% better. That's where that quantum leap comes in. Because you're not only 100% better. You don't have to max it at 100. There's no max when it comes to this type of elevation, this type of growth. You can stretch your mind to as far as you want to. But you got to make sure that you stay down for the come up. You got to make sure that you hold on when that boat gets bumpy. You hold on when we hit those potholes in the road. Oh, we're at the edge of a cliff. Lean back so all the energy goes this way. The car won't fall off the cliff. We good? Back it up. Stay down during the rough times. Look at who's around you. Look at the environment we're sitting in. Look at the people that we're working with. Look at the people that we're supporting. Your support system is literally right here within this space. You're going to lose people. People are going to look at you like you're crazy. People are going to sit there and, are you even making money though? Mel said it. Her little brother asked her, but Mel, are you making money though? Can you buy me something? Like, I want to see if this is real. Right? People are going to doubt you, but understand it's going to make sense once you make it make sense for you. So don't worry about the outside talk. Don't worry about he said, she said. Don't worry about this person is talking down on you. Don't worry about the negativity they're shooting your way. Your positivity and you're vibrating at a higher level, that's your shield. That's your shield to all of the negative, the defense. Oh, you're not going to do it. Okay, watch me. Oh, you're not really making money. Okay, but I did this. Oh, you're not building your business. Okay, yeah, but I've helped so many people though. So that's your defense. That's your shield. I run $1 million business. You can't tell me that I don't. Back office hasn't caught up yet. Don't worry. You can't tell me that I don't, because when I do, then what are you going to say? Oh, you're quiet now. Okay. They'll believe you. They'll come around eventually. But you got to stick to it. Right? Think about what makes you feel good. Your feelings and your emotions are your guidance scales, right? And you have to open up your hands to receive these blessings. Once you've decided that you want to go somewhere and you want to do something, especially something that you haven't done before, you can't sit there like this on your way there, because you're going to block all the blessings that are going to come your way on your journey, right? Open up your hands, open up your heart, be submissive to the information, be humble enough to say, you know what? This person has the success and has the results that I want. And if I'm able to leverage them, if they're able to help me grow, I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm not going to block a blessing just because I think I can do it by myself. I can do it all by myself. I'm a baddie. I'm not going to swear on this call. I don't need nobody's help. I can do it for me. No, baby. You're not there because you don't know what to do to get there. Recognize that. Right? So sit back and just take in the information, learn it, apply it, regurgitate it, give it back. Right? It takes time, guys. This doesn't happen overnight. Understand that we're paradigm shifting along the way. recognizing good habits that we can keep, that we can take with us, getting rid of old habits that no longer serve us. 21 days to build a habit, 90 days to build a lifestyle. We start to acquire the habits and the characteristics of the people that we want, we want to admire, we want to mimic, where we want to be. We start to study them and understand what they do, how they do it, why they do it, and then we just do it. To be honest, we need to do it first, knowing that it's coming from them. At the end of the day, they want to help us grow. They're going to help us succeed. Don't question it, right? Take it and run. Figure it out along the way. As you go along your journey, you're going to understand why you need to do what you need to be doing, right? Your blessings will come and they'll fall to dust if your hands are closed, right? And when I say hands closed, this is literally the doubts. This is the negativity. This is you feeling bad. This is you not thinking it's going to work out. This is all the naysaying. This is all of the fear and the anxiety. And this is what this is. But once you start to have faith, once you start to believe, once you start to make sense of it, once you start to just envelop yourself into these spaces, once you start to just listen to this information, once you start to apply it, you open up your hands and the blessings are going to flow to you. It's going to start to make sense. The dots are going to start to connect. We don't have all the answers, so we can't sit here and act like we have all the answers. You don't need to know how. You don't need to know when. Know your why and get to work. You made the decision. The universe is going to allow it to manifest, right? But if you take it all on yourself, I listened to a podcast this weekend, and in the podcast they basically said, if you take all the pressure onto yourself, then you're responsible for your own failures. Now, don't twist what I'm about to say. At the end of the day, you're fully responsible for what you do. But if you have somebody or something, right? In this case, I'm referring to God or the universe or a higher power, right? If you give all of your doubts, all of your fears, all of the negativity to the universe, to the highest power, to God, and you say, here, I'm submitting this to you because I know you're going to help me. I'm submitting my fears to you. I'm giving it all to you. I'm allowing you to carry that for me so I don't have to carry it for myself. And in doing that, you're going to be able to actually get more done. You're going to be able to accomplish so much more because now you're not stressing it. Now you're not worrying about it. Now it's not such a heavy burden because it's like, hey, listen, you told me once I work, once I put the intent behind it, and once I start to manifest, and once I start to this and that, and I'm going to get what I'm going to get. You're not going to know when. Just keep putting in the work. The universe will respond to you. But once you start to hold it all on yourself, or, oh, I don't believe in anything, oh, I don't have faith, and oh, it's not going to work, and oh, maybe not this week, and yeah, you're gonna weigh that. You're gonna carry that and put that weight on your shoulders. And it's going to be harder for you to trek forward. It's going to be a heavier push for you. Because now you got all this weight holding you down saying, but what if, and I don't think, oh, but I can't, oh, this, oh, that. Give it to the universe, right? One of my meditation practices I like to do is I like to go by bodies of water. I go to a body of water at least twice a week, at the very least twice a week, right? And as I'm meditating by the water, I take a rock. And this came from Neno as well. I take a rock and first of all, I give gratitude to the universe, to everything, right? And then all the negative energies, all of the negative thoughts, the negative dominating thoughts especially, all of the doubts, all of the fears, all of the everything, I throw that, I put that energy, I hold it in the palm of my hands, a good 5 minutes at least, and put all that energy into the rock, and then I cast it away into the water. I give it to the universe. Take this. Relieve this energy from me. I don't want to be sitting here being weighed down just because my thoughts are running a mile a minute. Let me put this energy into this rock. Let me just have faith, and let me just believe in myself, believe in the path that I'm going down, believe in the future that I have coming ahead, believe in the vision, all of that stuff. And I'm going to run with the belief and the faith, and I'm going to give the universe my fears. I'm going to give the universe my anxiety, the negative, everything. I'm going to give it all away, and you release it. Something so small. But once you actually do it, and once you practice that meditation, you'll feel the difference. You will feel the difference. Right? Let's move forward. In terms of your fears and your decisions, a lot of people don't pass a certain threshold. A lot of people, once they hit that resistance, they quit, right? I heard Miles Monroe say, and I'm going to paraphrase, basically the wealthiest place is in the graveyard. This is where you have all of the unspoken ideas, all of the unspoken movies, the books, clothing lines, brands, businesses, all of the great mastermind, all of the great goals and dreams, everything that you've always wanted to do are with you in the ground because you never executed, because you never actually took the time to work towards your goals and your dreams, because you thought that you weren't good enough, because you thought you didn't deserve all the blessings, and you put a cap on what you're able to do. You limited yourself. So if you go to a cemetery, you go to a graveyard, that's going to be the wealthiest place. That's where the best ideas and the best inventions and the best movies and everything lay. But we'll never know because that's self-explanatory. So you have to ask yourself, which side do you want to be on? Do you want to be the person that was able to literally give it all to this world? Understand that we're spiritual beings living in, human being form in this world, right? So do you want to go with it, or do you want to leave it all here before you go? Death is inevitable. It is what it is. So while you're here living this life, what decisions are you going to make to help make your life better, to help make other people's lives better, to make a change for you, to have that impact on people's lives? You never know. That invention might go and save somebody's life. You never know. Who knows? Don't ever limit yourself. You can stretch your brain to as far as you want to stretch it. Right? People have a fear of missing out, like I mentioned, losing what you already have in fear of not gaining what you want. But the thing is, again, you have to sacrifice. Right? You might be wearing, and not talking down on any type of brands, but you might be wearing like a Walmart or like a Stitches or like a Sirens or a Blue Notes or whatever brands, right? And you might have to be stripped down naked to your birthday suit in order for you to gain the pearls, the Gucci, the Louis, the Palm Angels, the everything. Versace, Balenciaga. You might have to be stripped down naked to your skin in order to gain those. But some people don't want to be naked. Some people are afraid to let go of I don't want to expose myself like that, so I'm just going to hold on to what I have. Not knowing that the other side, there's going to be so much abundance, so much blessings for you. That's what this is. I don't want to let go of what I have right now. In a possibility to gain more, I'm just going to settle. I'm just going to be okay with where I'm at. I'm just going to be okay with not taking that next step forward. Or I'm going to just be content and complacent and just live life here for the rest of my life. Why? Why do that to yourself? Right? Haha, got you. I'm going to, again, this was on yesterday's call, David Aminite and J.O. And basically, guys, there are a number of characteristics that come into play when you are sitting in a leadership position, or even just learning to elevate yourself, learning to be a better version of you, learning literally to find your purpose and how to live your life at its fullest, right? You want to reach your fullest potential, right? There's a couple characteristics that David had mentioned out, and he said pick 5. Pick 5 of these and just work on them. Excuse me. Pick 5 of these and work on them until the end of the year. Right? This is 1% better every day. This is not, you need to have all of these done now and otherwise you'll never succeed. No, it's a process, love. Right? Pick 5 of these and work on these until the end of the year. All right? Resilience, humbleness, being ethical, being coachable, being courageous, being patient, right? Being able to problem solve. Are you motivated? Are you honest? Are you determined? Are you decisive? We talk decision, right? You need to know how to make your decisions. Are you creative? Can you build trust in your people, right? Are you able to communicate with people, right? Are you a visionary? What's your positive outlook on life? Do you have a purpose? Have you figured out your purpose for this world, or what is your purpose within this space, right? You have to have a growth mindset, always looking to elevate. You got to be flexible and agile. That versatility comes in play, especially when we're talking about going chairman, right? You got to have emotional intelligence. You got to know how to be centered. You got to know how to control you and react, not act. Where did I say that? Act. Sorry, act, not react. Other way around, right? You don't want to just, somebody pisses you off and you're, no, cool it, baby. Bring it back. There's something deeper than everything. Not everything deserves your energy. Not everything deserves that reaction right out of you, right? You got to be confident. Make sure that, listen, your body language says a lot, right? When you approach somebody, do you approach them with that confidence? Do you have that conversation like, oh, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I have in front of me, right? Or do you, kind of just, oh yeah, I make money. Yeah, so does everybody. How you make money and how you present yourself, how you make your money is going to say a lot, though. And are you accountable? That is a big thing, right? Just choose 5. Beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that. Right? Choose 5. And a couple of them that stuck out to me, being purposeful, right? Literally knowing your purpose and understanding your purpose. That comes with just you and your life altogether. Understand what is your purpose here on this earth. Understand what is your purpose to fulfill while you're here in this space, right? In order to figure out your purpose, though, you have to know you. Growth mindset. Like I said, always elevating, always stretching your mind and literally achieving more. I'm at a point in my life right now where I've never been more hungry for knowledge. I've never been so excited and so eager to learn more. And then as I do, it's like, whoa, I need to give me more, because I'm feeling it. It's connecting. I have the dots. The information is all the dots. You're gaining the information, and then you got to connect. And that's where things start to make sense, right? Being flexible and agile, like I said, you have to be able to do everything. Can you come on and do a motivational call in the morning, and then next thing you know, you're on a prospect call, and next thing you know, you're teaching somebody how to use Sensei, and then next thing you know, you're in trades for yourself, and then next thing you know, you're closing somebody else for one of your team members, and then you're back at it again on another foundations training, and then you're back there again. Are you able to move through it all? Can you be somebody's therapist? When it comes to a leadership role, you have to learn how to speak to your people, and not on the same repetitive, I don't want to say ingenuine, but be genuine. Actually check for somebody and see if they're okay. Actually check for somebody and understand what they're going through. Get to know that person and build that relationship. Then the conversations become so much more genuine. They become so much more real, right? Are you confident? Like I said, what's your body language like? How do you approach people? Do you have the courage to even step up and approach somebody? Right? Can you problem solve? A lot of the time people join a group, and regardless to whatever problem it is that they have, because it's your group, they're going to come to you for questions or for answers to their questions. It could be a question about something completely irrelevant, and they'll still come to you and ask you, right? And sometimes it's not a matter of having the answer to that specific question, because a lot of the times when it comes to figuring out us and answering our own questions, we're the only ones that can do that for ourselves. However, when you start to educate yourself, and when you start to equip yourself with certain information, instead of saying, hey, I have a specific answer for you, hey, let's break down your problem so we can find a game plan to help benefit you. We talked about the 5 steps to success, right? First is figuring out your goal. Second is your problems. What problems are you facing right now? Third is actually identifying those problems. Why are those problems in the first place? And then that way, 4, you can figure out a solution of how to fix those problems and get rid of them, so that 5, you can continue, so you can proceed to execute and push past your problems. I don't have a general answer of how to fix your credit. But if you are not spending cost efficiently, you're spending money that's not yours, boom, there's the problem. We've got to fix that. Stop spending money that's not yours. Just found the answer to something that I didn't really know the answer to. Right? But if you don't equip yourself with certain information, then you're not going to be able to actually shuffle through and help these people out. Then it gets dry. Then it gets boring. Then it's like, yeah, you're not really feeding me much. You're not becoming that person of increase that I'm looking for. Right? Are you creative? Are you able to think of something and execute? Are you able to put in a whole visual experience behind that one thought that popped into your head? Are you able to see it happen before it actually happens? Mel talked about it. We've been planning this, or we've been at least speaking about it from before our Texas trip in January. We're going to have a caravan event. Boom, a couple weeks before the event, random conversation. Not random, but we had a conversation and it came up and idea sparked. We're like, let's do it. It's done. Threw it into action. And here we are, 5 days away. Ready for the road. Yeah, it's caravan season, guys. Come on. But family, pick 5 things from this list and work on them until the end of the year. Look at your future self. Figure out how you want to maneuver as your future self, future chairwoman, future millionaire, future impactful person, however it is you want to be. Bring those characteristics right here, right now into the physical. That's the only way it's really going to manifest. You have to plant the seed into your conscious mind and then water it so that the roots grow into your subconscious mind. Once the roots start to grow, then it becomes a feeling, it becomes an emotion. Then you start to build that burning desire in your heart for the things that you truly want. Because now you're starting to gain certain attributes of, okay, this is how I want to be, and this is what I need to do in order for me to get to where I want to go. So once you see that you're moving that way for you to gain those things, the things that you want are going to become more strong. It's going to become a stronger feeling, because it's like, yeah, now I feel I can reach that. Now I feel like I'm closer there. Or now I feel like I can accomplish that goal. Right? But take that list and, like I said, really tap into you, understand you, figure out you. It all starts with you, and 90% of it is mindset. 90% of it is spiritual. So if you are not tapping into your spiritual side, if you are not tapping into the spiritual aspect of things, if you're not working on your headspace, if you're not working on the images and the visualization, if you're not mentally rehearsing where it is that you want to be, you're going to show up as your environment, as your surroundings, because you lack awareness. You're going to allow your body to feed off of the things that aren't serving you. So you're going to continue to see the same results. But to change that now, we have to mentally rehearse. We have to visualize. We have to envision where we want to be, how we want to be, who we want to be around, what we want to look like, how we want to act, how we want to speak, what traits we have, what skill sets we have, everything. Everything. But you don't keep it up here. This is where journaling comes into play. This is where writing it down comes into play. Once you begin to write it down and once you begin to journal, now you're seeing your plans on paper or in the physical or whatever. Listen, like, my goals are all over the place. If y'all come to my house, y'all know. I write down stuff everywhere. I don't have pictures, but I can write down a lot of things everywhere, right? Once you start to write them down, then it's like, hey, there was that idea. That was that thing that I needed to get done. I still need to work on that. That is still something I have to hit. Or, hey, I wrote that down. And it's funny because I had on my mirror, by summer 2020, I will get my own car. By summer 2020, I will get my own car. All praise to the Most High. That happened a month and a half ago, almost 2 months ago, right? Not only because I was just visualizing and thinking it, mind you, I've been visualizing and thinking about getting my own car since high school. I'm 24 now. Because I actually put it down on paper. I actually started to shuffle online and look at the type of cars that I want. I actually put the intent behind, I'm getting my own car this summer. Betsy's not catching me and her this summer. Y'all, if y'all know, you know. I love Betsy, but Betsy's not catching me this summer. Nope. Right? And when I went back and I realized I was cleaning off one of my boards and I looked and I was like, wow. And it's my mirror. It's my big mirror. I said, summer goal, personal goal, car, 2020, summer 2020. Right there. And I said, wow, look at the power of writing down your goals. Look at the power of really putting that intent behind the things that you want and then working towards it. Putting that work ethic in so that you can gain it. I made the decision. Betsy's not seeing me this summer. I'm going to be rolling around in new wheels this summer. Made that decision and I stuck to it. I actually got my goal about 30 days before I was ready for it, or 30 days before I had planned to get it. You will not gain anything that you're not prepared for, that you're not ready for. It will come to you when you are ready for it. It'll come to you when the universe says, you know what, you deserve this. You've worked for this. You've elevated and you've passed these tests, so now you can get this. That's when it's going to come to you. And that was that like aha moment. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. This manifestation stuff is real. It works, guys. But it works when you put the intent and the power behind it. Once you decide to put the work in, that's when it works. But last thing I'm going to leave you guys with, actually 2 things. One thing is you have to change yourself in order to see the change that you want to, you have to change yourself in order to be the change you want to see in the world, right? You can't expect change and then you not change for yourself. You have to lead by example, right? So once we're actually taking those steps to fix up and adjust and readjust and make changes and sacrifice and new goals and this, whatever the case is, however you want to view the world. Oh, I wish the world had more love. Oh, I wish the world had more positivity. Oh, I wish people were just nicer. Oh, I wish that there was just so much more this and that. And you have to be that change. You start sharing more love. You be more, you start showing more gratitude, right? You be that change. You be that angel of change that you want to see. And naturally people are going to draw themselves to you because you are a positive being, and people love positive. People love love. Love is not an option. Hate is an option. Love is not an option. You literally cannot move through this life without love. You can't. As much as people want to say, oh yeah, I ain't got no love. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Right? And I want to leave you guys with a little story, quick little story. Had my aunt call me over the weekend, and she is my biggest mentor, my role model. Literally without her, I wouldn't be here in this space. I wouldn't be the person that I am today. She has opened up so many doors and opportunities for me. I give so much, all praise to the Most High for literally putting her in my life, because without her, I wouldn't be here, right? So she was just asking me how things were going, and I'm transparent when it comes to her, because she always gives me like the best advice to help me see things in a better light. And she told me a story, and just like how Mel had said just a couple weeks ago, she was contemplating and thinking like, do I even want to be here? Da da da, this and that. Listen, we were all going through it, right? Everyone in their own different way. We had all hit a resistance where it was like, damn, you too. Like we just all like going through the motions, and I'm like, ugh, like Ansi, I'm working, but like, ugh, right? And she told me a story about a donkey in a hole. So there was a donkey and his owner. They were going on a walk, going on a trip, and the donkey had fallen down a hole. But the hole was so deep that nobody could actually help the donkey out. Nobody can actually go down, grab him, lift him back up, or whatever the case is. So the donkey's owner now, and mind you, the donkey's been loyal. He's been with his owner 10 odd years or whatever the case, right? So now the owner basically goes to the village and is like, oh, my donkey fell down into the hole, but we can't help him up. So what are we going to do? Can't help him up. There's no food. It's literally just a deep hole, right? So they started to bury the donkey, because at this point, there's no hope. They have no hope for the donkey, right? So they start to bury the donkey. And as the donkey's looking up, the donkey's crying, because it's like, oh my God, like they're throwing all this dirt on me. They're going to bury me instead of helping me out. Like, I've been so good to you. I've been such a great loyal servant to you, and you're going to bury me instead of helping me out? So the donkey starts crying because they start burying the donkey now. But what the donkey realizes is that as they're filling up the dirt in the hole, he just decides to shake off the dirt, and use the dirt that they're burying him with as leverage. Pay attention. The donkey shook off the dirt as they continued to throw the dirt into the hole. And every time they throw dirt into the hole, the donkey shakes it off and shakes it off and shakes it off. And now the donkey is now stepping up, using that dirt to step on, using that dirt as steps, as the next way to help elevate himself. And the whole time, the village thinks that they're burying the donkey, but the donkey is slowly making its way back up. The donkey is slowly saying, y'all not going to cover me. I love my life. Y'all not going to kill me. You can't stop me. I'm all the way up. Don't play. Right? Next thing you know, they fill up the dirt, the holes with so much dirt. There's a donkey right at the top, standing on top of all the dirt that they just tried to throw down into that hole, tried to throw on top of the donkey. Now here's the other side to this story. If the donkey did not shake off that dirt, after a while, yes, he would have been buried, and there would have been nothing else he could have done. So don't allow, exactly, use it as strength. Don't allow the dirt to cover you. Don't allow the dirt to hold you down. Don't allow the rocks falling and hitting your head to stop you from going for where you want to go. Right? That donkey made a decision to get out of that hole. At that point, it was either fight or flight, or do or die, really and truly. So I'm gonna shake it off. Shake off the dirt, shake off the hate, shake off the negativity, shake off the no's, shake off the failures. Learn from everything. Use them as experiences and lessons to help you elevate, to help you take that to the next level. And as you continue to do that, before you know it, you're right out that hole. You're shining, and people are going to be like, whoa, where did you come from? We thought you were dead. We thought you weren't going to make it out. We thought you were done for. But understand that you're stronger than all the dirt that's being thrown into that hole. You're stronger than all of the trials and the tribulations that you're facing. You're stronger than all of the negativity and the naysayers and all of that. Use it as leverage. Use it as your strength. Use it as that power, that force to be like, yeah, you don't believe in me? Bet, watch me. Watch me work. Because I made the decision to get out of this hole. I made the decision to make it happen. Right? So y'all want to doubt me? Y'all want to throw dirt on my name? Y'all want to this? Y'all want to, cool. Keep doing it, because y'all are just helping me grow. Y'all just give me that extra force, that extra power for me to continue to push forward. So keep trying to throw dirt at me. It's just making me stronger. What don't kill you makes you stronger. But that's all, family. I hope each and every one of you got some great value out of this. Let me know in the chat how you guys are feeling. Drop some gems, drop some fire in the chat. Hope you guys made today your decision day. If you guys have not made the decision to continue to run, to continue to grow, to take this information and actually apply it to your craft and become the best version of you, make today that day where you decided, I'm here. We in here, right? But my kings and queens, that's it. That's all. I appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all vibrate high, be the best versions of you today, and literally go put your best foot forward. Hold your head up. I love y'all.